And if you burn wood, you end up with ashes. They take the ashes and put them in this barrel. And, collect ashes month after month after month. Pretty soon the whole barrel gets full of ashes. Then it rains, and the water goes down and drains into the ashes. And it slowly comes out the bottom. And they put a clay pot at the bottom. And as water filters through the ashes, he would leach something out of the ash. That would go into this pot. In those days, they cared about their kids to a certain extent. They felt that kids should learn things on their own to find out if things are good or bad. So houses had fires in them. If a child stuck his hand into the fire, they'd eventually pull it out and say, ah. And they had this pot that looks like water. And if a kid stuck their hand into the pot, the skin would fall off their hand. And they'd say, ah. And they gave a name for the liquid in the pot. They called it lye, L-Y-E. And it's mostly potassium and sodium hydroxide that's in it. But today we're going to use some lye. It's always good to have lye.
Except it takes the skin off?
Yeah, really better.
Does it really take your skin off?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like this
So, when we're using lye or any strong chemicals, you want to be kind of careful. So today we're going to learn how to weigh it, how to dilute it, what happens when you dilute it, and then we're going to create an experiment with it. And evil Mr. Fred called the first guy up again. Says, come up here, sir, bring your cane with you. Evil Mr. Fred didn't know how to solve this problem, and he was mad because here he was trying to impress everybody, and he had no clue. And the other guy climbed back up with his cane, and evil Mr. Fred did what only evil Mr. Fred does well. He grabbed the guy's cane and hit him over the head with it. And when he did, the cane broke and all the coins fell out on the ground. And everybody said, whoa, that evil Mr. Fred is a genius. He knew that when this guy handed the cane to that guy, he paid him off the debt. And just to show us, he broke the cane over the guy's head and all the coins fell out. Oh, man, now everybody thinks evil Mr. Fred is the smartest guy that there ever was. And everybody in Goodville was coming to him for their problems. Of course, chaos reigned. Now, you got to put it back in the bottle.
Oh, wow.
And you'll scoop out some lye from here and pour it into there. When you get 1.8 grams of it, then you're going to take this and pour it into your bottle. It's going to jump. Once you got it in there, you're going to add some corn syrup. Hero corn syrup. This has got fructose. Then you got to get that to go into the bottle, and you can pour and see how much of that goes into the bottle. Once you got the lye in there and you got that in there, then we're going to add something called methylene blue. Then when you got the methylene blue in there and you got the lye in there and you got the corn syrup in there, you go shaky, 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 shaky.
Make sure the cap's on.
If you put the cap on tight, it should stay tight. You go shaky, 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 shaky. And then you set it down. Now, it's got everything you need in it. It should be blue because of this stuff. And then after 60 seconds, something should happen inside the bottle.
All right.
Then you give them about half of your stuff. So both of you have about half. And you both shake them and set them down and fold your arms and stare at them.
And nothing will happen.
This sounds
And then,
brutal.
when you get bored of doing that, you have to wait at least 2 minutes. You're going to take one bottle and put it in this ice chest, which is full of hot water, and one bottle and put it in that ice chest,
Oxymoron.
which is full of ice.
No, that one.
And then, when you get bored of them sitting there, you're going to take them out, shake them both, set them on the table, and see what they do.